Okay, just walk me through again your breakdown, your just description of the Commanders players.
Over 50% of our roster, right, is either white religious and God says fuck the gays.
Meet Rael Enteen, the Vice President of Content for the Washington Commanders.
Another big chunk is very low-income African-American that comes from a community that is inherently very homophobic.
Rael Enteen goes on to say some of the NFL players are, quote, dumb as all hell.
Would you say most people who work at the NFL, with you as the exception of your former boss, would you say that they're just not very smart?
There's just obviously a spectrum, but
Yeah.
I've met some very, very smart people here at the NFL.
What about, like, the players?
There's some that are like dumb as all hell.
Commanders VP of Content Rael Enteen discussed his disdain for NFL fans to our OMG American Swiper, stating they are, quote, high school educated alcoholics and mouth breathers.
Most of the fans, I would say, are high school educated alcoholics.
So they're like lower class people.
I hate to use that term. I would just say mouth breathers. I know, it's way worse.
He revealed that his job is to essentially operate, quote, state-run media.
My job is to sell hope to the fans, right? I need them buying tickets. When there's not much hope to sell, I still gotta dig deep to find it.
Why do you think there's not much hope to sell right now?
Because we had like pipes leaking sewage on our fans in the middle of a game. And I have to put out a social post saying like, it wasn't sewage water, we promise. That is state-run media.
Our OMG American Swiper questioned Vice President of Content for the Washington Commanders football team, Rael Enteen, and his knowledge and opinion of NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, calling him a $50 million puppet.
What about Roger?
Oh yeah, he's a puppet, a $50 million puppet.
I am Roger Goodell, Commissioner of the National Football League, and I'm here today to discuss the NFL's efforts to promote safe and respectful workplaces at the Washington Commanders.
The National Football League has been watched by millions over the years and has been one of America's favorite pastimes for decades. But in recent years, the Washington Commanders have been in the news, mainly for their infamous name change from the Redskins to the Commanders and the scandal surrounding their past owner, Dan Snyder. We decided to investigate the Washington Commanders and the NFL. This brings us to our newest investigation into the NFL and the Washington Commanders. Meet Rael Enteen, the Vice President of Content for the Washington Commanders. Enteen has been with the Washington Commanders for 4 years and was with the New York Jets for 2 years. As stated on his LinkedIn, he is a social and digital media strategist, content creator, storyteller, writer, editor, multimedia journalist, and brand marketer. Rael Enteen revealed further to our OMG American Swiper about his job title and what he does for the Washington Commanders football team.
So remind me again, what do you do for the team?
VP of content.
VP of Content. And what does that entail?
Making content.
What type of content?
Every type of content. I mean, literally everything from memes on TikTok to an hour-long documentary show. That's the two things my team does.
Yeah. And so that's all under you. So you come up with the concept and the execution and everything.
If not me, my team, I have 20.
You've been at the Washington Commanders for 4 years. And where were you before?
I was at the XFL, Startup Football League.
Oh, that's right. And then what about before that?
Before that.
Rael Enteen, the Vice President of Content for the Washington Commanders, met our OMG American Swiper on the dating app Hinge. The VP of Content for the Washington Commanders was asked about his breakdown of the Commanders players, and oddly, he started to attack the character of his own players, calling them, quote, homophobic. And he stated the rest of his players are, quote, low-income African Americans that come from a community that is inherently very homophobic, unquote. Rael Enteen goes on to say some of the NFL players are, quote, dumb as all hell.
Okay, just walk me through again your breakdown, your just description of the Commanders players.
Over 50% of our roster, right, is either white religious and God says fuck the gays in their interpretation. I don't buy into any of that, but that's the facts. Another big chunk is very low-income African-American that comes from a community that is inherently very homophobic. I love hip hop. Hip hop is very homophobic. It's a cultural thing that I hope gets better, right? Like Atlanta's a very interesting demographic of like it's southern, but like there's a very gay black community. I would say more than 50% are probably homophobic, and the remaining, let's even say it's 49%, are not necessarily homophobic, but that doesn't mean they want to go on record with a video saying come out to Pride
Why
Parade.
not?
Well, here we go. The market has plunged again. The writing is on the wall. It's time to take action. The elites and big banks are pulling the strings, creating financial chaos to strip you of your wealth. Don't let them win. Call my friends at Bishop Gold Group right now. They'll help you shield your assets with gold and silver, the ultimate fortress against this financial tyranny. Act now before it's too late. Protect your future, protect your freedom, protect your retirement. I'll put the link and phone number in my bio so you can get a hold of them anytime.
Would you say most people who work at the NFL, with you as the exception and your former boss, would you say that they're just not very smart?
Well, I would say most of the people I've worked with, I would consider like highly intelligent. There's just obviously a spectrum, but I've met some very, very smart people here in the NFL.
What about like the players?
There's a spectrum there. There are some that are like dumb as all hell, and there are others that are very smart. I think there's also a sad but true reality that like some start smart and they get hit in the head so much that they don't stay smart. I hate to say it, athletes and especially NFL players who get their head knocked around a bunch of times, they're more susceptible to stupid conspiracy theories.
Commanders VP of Content Rael Entine discussed his disdain for NFL fans to our OMG American Swiper, stating they are, quote, high school educated alcoholics and mouth breathers.
Most of the fans, I would say, are high school educated alcoholics.
Most NFL fans are high school educated alcoholics?
Yeah.
Really?
With a violent, like, yeah, I mean, there's fights in the stands all the time. Like, it is a...
So they're like lower class people.
I hate to use that term. I would just say mouth breathers.
That's not even better.
I know, it's way worse.
I love the description of the NFL fans too.
Mouth breathers?
Mouth breeders. And you said they're uneducated alcoholics with a violent tendency.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. I stand by that. All we need to do is look at their beer sales to know they're alcoholics.
During the two meetings with our undercover journalist, Rael Entine also revealed that the NFL's social justice initiatives that we see on TV are all, quote, performative. Entine went on to say the NFL does not push these narratives out of the goodness of their heart and morality, and that the NFL only cares about their bottom line.
So how do you explain the fact that the NFL is very much into like social justice?
It's performative.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's not done out of the goodness of their heart, morality. It's done because George Floyd changed the game. I mean that the social justice efforts are a performance for the sake of public perception and not because they want to actually push progress.
To get support from liberals.
No, I don't. I think it's to make as much money as possible. I think the NFL cares about the bottom line, like any corporation, above all else. And they don't need to really pinch pennies because they make so much revenue. Therefore, they can faux prioritize DEI for the sake of good publicity.
Our OMG American Swiper questioned VP of Content for the Commanders, Rael Entine, about his knowledge and opinion of NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, calling him a $50 million puppet. Entine also reveals that Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is the one who really runs the NFL, and reveals that Jerry Jones, quote, hates gay people and black people, unquote.
I don't think the commissioner of the NFL hates gay people, hates black people. So Jerry Jones, for instance, the owner who really runs the NFL, I think he hates gay people and black people.
What about Roger?
Oh yeah, he's a puppet.
So Roger's a puppet.
Yes, a $50 million puppet.
We were shocked to find that Rael Entine, the VP of Content, was so open with our OMG American Swiper that he revealed that his job is to essentially operate, quote, state-run media. Entine discusses a story to our journalist that the Washington Commanders had an incident where sewage spilled onto their fans a few years ago, and Entine's job was to publish a social media post stating that it was not sewage, when in reality it was.
My job is to sell hope to the fans, right? I need them buying tickets, I need them buying jerseys, I need them consuming our content. When there's not much hope to sell, I still gotta dig deep to find it because
Why do you think there's not much hope to sell right
the
now?
stadium sucked. We had like pipes leaking sewage on our fans in the middle of a game. And I have to put out a social post saying like, it wasn't sewage water, we promise. That is state-run media.
If you are working inside the NFL or on any NFL team and you know of corruption, lying, stealing, or cheating, please contact us on Signal at 914-315-9415 and we will have someone here at OMG contact you. Please let us know what you think of the story in the comments below. Thank you and stay tuned.